Now you'll watch a short video of what you can expect in court on Monday.
All of the people in this video are volunteers, and the names and events described are fictional. The video that you are about to watch might contain graphic descriptions that may trigger an emotional reaction.
All right, folks, we're going to get started with this morning's docket. Everyone that's in the courtroom should be here for either domestic violence or civil restraint hearing. If you are the plaintiff, which means you're the person who took out the 50B complaint, then you need to be seated over on the left-hand side of the courtroom over to my right. If you are the defendant or the person who had the papers served on you by the Sheriff's Department, then you should be seated on the right-hand side of the courtroom. That's over to my left. Now, in a moment, I'm going to get started calling the docket, and when I call the docket, you need to answer stating that you're in the courtroom. If you have an attorney, then state the attorney's name. We'll proceed at this time with the docket call. When your name is called, please answer up. Amanda Steele.
Here, Your Honor.
John Doe.
Here, Your Honor.
At this time, Ms. Steele and Mr. Doe, please come up. Ms. Steele, come to the table to your left. Mr. Doe, to the table to your right. You may have a seat. All right, Ms. Steele and Mr. Doe, both of you need to understand that this is a civil case. Ma'am, because it is a civil case, you do have a right, if you choose to do so, to take a voluntary dismissal and not proceed with the case, or you can have a full hearing. Sir, you need to understand that you can consent to the 50B being put in place, or you can have a full hearing also. All right, Miss Steele, what would you like to do?
I would like a full hearing, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Mr. Doe, what would you like to do? Are you consenting, or do you want to have a hearing?
I would like to have a full hearing as well.
All right, Miss Steele, are you ready to call your first witness?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll stand up, put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do.
I do.
All right, if you have any papers or documents you need to take them with you and step around over here to the witness stand. Ms. Steele, if you will, be sure and keep your voice up. Sir and ma'am, everything is being recorded. If you will, first state your name.
My name is Amanda Jaleel Steele.
All right, ma'am, at this time the court will hear from you. You can testify as to why there should be a 50B and what the terms and conditions should be. Go ahead.
John Doe is my ex-boyfriend. On last Tuesday, April 7th, 2015, I came home from work, and John was in the same place that he was that morning when I left for work, on the couch laying there, and I asked him if he had washed the dishes, and he said that that was woman's work and that he was too busy to do that. And so I said, well, I really need you to wash the dishes so that we can have dinner and have dishes to use for dinner. And at that point, John became very angry with me. He threw the remote at me. I ducked. But then he came after me. He grabbed me and pulled me by my hair and got on top of me. And then he put his hands around my neck and he started to squeeze. And at that point, I think I must have blacked out. I don't know what happened. But when I woke up, he was pouring water in my face, and I thought I was going to drown. This is not the first time that John has been physically abusive towards me. He pushed me down the stairs, he's choked me, and he's spit in my eye.
Is there anything else, ma'am, you wish to tell the court at this time about this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Doe, do you have any questions you wish to ask Ms. Steele?
I do, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Amanda, I keep up with Facebook. Isn't it true that you cheated on me last year?
No, it is not, Your Honor.
Isn't it also true that the only time I throw anything at you is when you've made me mad because of something you've done?
I guess.
I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, as a result of his questions of you, do you have anything else you wish to tell the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you may step down, step back over to the table, please.
This is the appropriate time when you would be able to call witnesses to the stand. And these witnesses will tell the court and be able to describe to the court what the abuser has done, what he said to you, where he hit you, and any other acts of domestic violence he committed against you.
Ms. Steele, do you have any other witnesses or evidence you wish to present at this time?
No, Your Honor, I do not.
Mr. Doe, this is your opportunity to present witnesses or evidence if you choose to do so. Do you have any witnesses or evidence you wish to present at this time?
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to call myself.
All right, sir, if you'll stand up, put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do.
I do, Your Honor. I'm a God-fearing man.
All right, sir, if you have any documents you need to bring or papers, come around to the witness stand. Sir, if you will, be sure and keep your voice up. Everything is being recorded. If you'll state your name.
My name is John Doe.
All right, sir, I'll hear from you about anything connected with this case or you want to tell the court about this matter.
Yes, sir. Do you remember the dog Lassie, Your Honor? When I was a kid, I had a book called Lassie's Lazy Day in the Sun. And in that book, the mailman is headed out on his route and he sees Lassie under the mailbox and says, "Look at that lazy dog." Mailman goes out on his route and little does he know it, but during the day, Lassie does a lot of things. Lassie saves little Timmy from being drowned in the pond. She alerts Farmer Brown that his barn is on fire, and she saves a small kitten from being run over by the school bus. So mailman comes back in at the end of the route and sees Lassie underneath the same mailbox again and says, "Look at that dog, hadn't moved an inch all day." That's kind of like my story. When Amanda left that morning, she gave me a chore list, and I headed on out and started mowing the lawn. But when I did, I got a really bad upset stomach, and I had to go back in and lay down, let my stomach settle. That's my story, Judge.
Sir, is there anything else you wish to tell me about this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Steele, you have an opportunity, since you're representing yourself, to ask this witness questions. It needs to be in the form of a question like I stated earlier. Do you have questions you wish to ask this witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
Mr. Doe, what happened when I got home from work Tuesday, April 7th, 2015?
Your Honor, I did throw a remote at her that day, but I was just trying to get her to back off. And I did pour some cold water on her. That was to get her to cool off. I'm telling you, Your Honor, she can be physically aggressive when she gets mad. And the only time I get mad is when my woman cheats on me.
Mr. Doe, did you put your hands around my neck and squeeze?
I put my hands up to get you to back off, and your neck got in the way.
Ms. Steele, do you have any other questions you wish to ask this witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Doe, as a result of the questions that you were asked on cross-examination, do you have anything else you wish to tell the court about this matter?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you may step back to the defendant's table. Sir, do you have any other witnesses you wish to call or any other evidence you wish to present to the court?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, do you wish to present any additional evidence or testimony as a result of the defendant's evidence?
No, Your Honor.
All right, at this time, we will proceed with the closing statements or arguments to the court.
Closing argument is a summation of everything that has transpired in the hearing. Basically, this is at the end of a story. This is the end of a hearing where you're going to be able to, in just a few sentences, tell the court what happened, why it happened, that he abused me, and I want and need my domestic protective order.
All right. After hearing all the evidence, the court is going to find that the plaintiff has met her burden of proof. The court is going to find that there's been acts of domestic violence by the defendant, in that the defendant has thrown the remote at the plaintiff, pulled her hair, and choked her, and these are acts of domestic violence. The court will find and conclude as a matter of law that there's a need for a 50B domestic violence restraining order. Sir, this order will be put in place for 1 year from today's date. The court is ordering you not to assault, threaten, or harass her. You're ordered not to have any contact with her. All these things, sir, are ordered for 1 year from today's date. In just a moment, the clerk is going to send this over to my computer, and I will sign this order electronically, and it will be automatically filed. You will get a copy, ma'am, and sir, you'll get a copy in about 5 or 10 minutes. Unless, ma'am, you work or live or have some other important business in Graham, you need to go to your car or to your ride and leave Graham. That way there won't be any problems or false allegations of problems. Sir, you will get a copy of the order about 5 or 10 minutes after she has had an opportunity to leave, and then you can leave. At this time, I need y'all to have a seat back in the audience, and the court will proceed with calling the next case. Y'all may have a seat. Good luck.